when you look at assignment 3.12, the reproductive potential of a population, you see the table at the very top of it. And that table walks through the 4 main factors in which really impact this milkweed bug habitat and their ability to reproduce. So the first thing that it has on the table is it's talking about this, the length of their life. So the length of a milkweed bug's life is about 4 months. Okay, and then the female has to be 2 months old in order to mate and produce offspring. The eggs, one female can lay about 100 eggs each. Kind of talked about that yesterday. How many eggs or how many offspring can one female produce? And then the ratio of those eggs are about 50-50. So 50% of those eggs will produce a male and 50% of those eggs will produce a female. Okay, so think about those reproductive restraints, things that control whether a population can reproduce or not, in aspects of your milkweed bug habitats. How did they play a role in whether your habitats were able to be successful and produce offspring? There's a table on the bottom of your document, and it looks similar to this. We're going to practice the first couple rows together, and then you guys will be able to kind of take off and finish this on your own. So when you look at this table, what you're going to see along the top, you see a column that's the parents, and we're going to start this first row based on if your habitat was set up correctly, 1 male, 1 female, what would be the reproductive potential of this population over a series of time, okay? And when you look at the symbols here, this top symbol is a symbol for male. This symbol right here would be female. You guys have on your document, I went ahead and put in there the word male or female to help you out. But just as far as symbols go, the reproductive symbols for male would be this top one and then female the bottom one. When we talk about offspring, it's the number of offspring produced by the parents in this box here. The total population would be all of the living bugs, and then the amount of time or time elapsed is the amount of time that would be required in order to complete that reproductive cycle. So if we had females that were of full reproductive age, and we had one male and we had 1 female, let me make my pen a little thicker here. So 1 and 1, how many offspring could be produced? So think of the table that we just discussed. The number of offspring that 1 female could produce. What's the total number of offspring that 1 female could produce? Braden?
50 male and 50 female.
Good. So it could do 50-50 because we talked about that population is 50% males, 50% females. If you have 100 total offspring produced, you would have 50 males and 50 females. So your total population at that point would be what? 102. And why is it 102?
Because the offsprings and the parents together equal.
Yep, there you go. So we have 100 offspring and we have 2 parents. So our total population at this point is 102. Now, how long would it take us to have that generation produced? So we're starting out with a male and a female at reproductive age. They produce offspring. How long would that take? 2 months. So we have 2 months is our time elapsed. And so I'm just going to put a 2M for that. Now, the next row down, as you're working through this, you're going to see there is a column called reproductive reduction. And that reduction happens because over time, things die or, may have been killed off. So what is our lifespan for a milkweed bug, Megan? 4 months. 2 months to reproductive age, 2 months till it produces. How many of these guys do you think are going to die off? 2, the parents. So we have 2 dying off. But how many males and how many females would be around to reproduce? Yep, 50 and 50. Good. So we have 50 males and 50 females. So the next question that gets kind of tricky is then, based on that, how many offspring are produced?
2,500.
Total?
5,000 total.
5,000 total, because 50 females can produce 100 offspring each. 50 times 100 is 5,000. And then half of those are males, half are females. So we have 2,500. and 2,500. Okay, so after we have our offspring produced in that generation, what do we have for our total population at this point? Say it louder.
5,100.
Yep, 5,100. So 5,100. And at this point, how much time has elapsed? Yep, 4 months. Okay. And then I'll help you with the next box. The rest of it you're doing on your own. The next generation, what's our population reduced by? 100. Good. Okay. And then you'll determine the number of males and females which are present to be parents. Okay. So make sure you go ahead and complete the assignment. Upload it as a PDF. The assignment is due tonight. Any questions you have?